Yeah, g'day all. So all I was going to say is a lot of people are leaving, and that's fine. I don't mind at all, because if you can't understand what I say, you're not going to get the grasp of what I'm trying to teach anyway. So, but my question is if you leave because you're religiously indoctrinated, then I've got the Bible right here. I've got the Bible right next to me. I've got the Book of Urantia. I've got the Satanic Bible, you know, so... But, so I know all the information within them all. But what I'm trying to say is, if you can't understand that the Bible itself actually, with verses like Isaiah 45:7, actually tell you that God is the one, and I create all evil, and I create all that is good. I, the Lord, create all of this, right? Or the different things that you're forgetting that are in the Bible, like I have to remind you, because a lot of you Christians, even though I'm a Christian myself, hey, I was born Church of England, so, but a lot of you Christians are forgetting the one thing that you should always do, and that is to treat everyone else as your brother and sister, because we are all connected and are the same. As it says, treat everyone else like you would like to be treated, because they are you. And that is what the truth is. But what I want to say is basically, when you are indoctrinated so far that you can't see outside, even with evidence that's presented to you, it's pretty crazy, because if you really, really think that Jesus as a being would manifest back into this physical reality exactly the fucking same as what he looked like back then, supposedly looked like back then, because you have a white Jesus in a Muslim fucking society, but anyway. But how are you ever going to see what you're looking for? For example, you want to create the world into destruction. I don't understand this, because the Bible is all about peace. So why would you strive for a day of Armageddon where you're judged? You create judgment. There is no judgment, because I've connected to God and Source, and I know what I talk about. And what you're seeking isn't there, I'm sorry. It's basically an indoctrination program that has been created to just subdue the masses into obedience. And this is all that you are trying to break through from, to understand what I'm saying. There is a creator, so like I said before, don't think there isn't a creator. But when you are waiting for the appearance of Jesus Christ again, and the fucking Antichrist, which is just bizarre. Why do you even want that kind of shit to manifest into this matrix? But, you know, without creation of the Bible, there is no Satan. And there's no Satan, there is no evil. You get it? There's no being to blame anymore, except there's just one that does everything. And basically, you just have to understand that. I'm not trying to fucking put down your faith or preach to you or say anything just fucking mean because I had a hate or spite or anything. I'm trying to awaken you to get the true understanding of what's really there, you know, because if you follow a path all the time and then you're indoctrinated with it and you haven't experienced anything when you're here, you've followed a program that basically kept you locked away from being able to fucking explore and find any outside frequencies of energy to connect to, unless it's that one that you're sitting there praying and God answers. And there's many, many, many frequencies on paths to get to enlightenment. So, but this is what I'm going to say, like, by the standards of what I see everyone these days that are very religious, I see you as expecting a holy man to walk back onto this earth and start to heal everyone and everything like that. But the reality is, if it is, it'll be a person that drinks piss and fucks whores, sorry to say, but, you know, it's no difference than what is written in the stories than what would happen now. And basically, like Jesus was back then, he was persecuted as one of the lowest of the class of society, but he was a good person. And no one paid any attention to that, but they started to listen and understand that he talked the truth, and that's about the truth of Jesus. And then he became enlightened, got connected with Source, yada, 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 yada. But in this modern day, what are you expecting? Are you expecting Jesus, the one on YouTube, to be the real fucking Jesus? Or are you expecting a being just to manifest into the physical and say, hey, I'm back? Because if you look at what I say, which is scientifically proven of what I say, and will be in the future of the rest of it understood that I scientifically can prove all this stuff, then how can you say that what I'm saying is incorrect when there's factual evidence as proving to what actually it is, when the other is a fable? And I can say it's a fable because it's 2,000 years later. You get what I'm saying, people? But peace, love and respect all. I know that that's going to fucking trigger a few people, but hey, well, what am I supposed to do? Just not tell yous? And not try to give you that little bit of a wake-up? Because this is the hardest wake-up for many in this world to get through, is the indoctrination of religion, because religion binds you to the physical. And you sit there and you wait all of your life, waiting, and you get nothing. And all you do is be obedient, and that's about it. And there's nothing wrong with being obedient. That's your free will, just like it's anyone's free will to fuck off after listening to this video. So, but I'm just trying to explain to you, if you never, ever look outside of what you've been stuck in as your box and try to break free to the truth and the understanding behind everything, you're never going to see it. And that's just the fucking truth. So, pardon me. Peace, love and respect all. I thought I'd chuck that up, basically because I think a lot of Christians have been leaving because of what I've been saying, and I just wanted to get that insight to try to explain to you what's going on. You know, it's no one attacking you. It's someone trying to give you that little bit of realization that allows you to get the wake up yourself. Wow, even in my book here it says, through thy single eye, thy whole body becomes full of light. Wow, what could possibly that mean? What does that possibly mean? Could it be the fucking eye of providence that's flying around, the big one eye right throughout the entire world right now, that's throwing in your face? And yet it says in the biblical fucking, the teachings right there and there, that through thy single eye, your whole body becomes full of light. Through your third eye, your whole body reconnects to spirit, perhaps. But you get what I'm saying? You aren't seeing what you have right there in front of you. You're using armor, and then Laos should be burnt down and all this crap and shit, which is basically a fear indoctrination that teaches you to run on one program that you're basically in fear all your life. So, peace, love and respect all. And yeah, I thought I'd just chuck that up. Like I said, I'm not going to put any up for a while, but I just thought I'd explain that because a few peeps have been leaving, and I'm pretty sure that they're Christian, so, or they're religious indoctrinated, or they just don't like my fucking fat head. And if you don't, well, what can I fucking do, mate? Alright, peace, love and respect all. Yeah, I'll add a bit more, people. So, but what I'm trying to say is basically, we are all Christ, hey, which is fucked up to some years, I know, but hey, we all are Christ, and we all can connect through our Christ and our crown back to source, and that is being in contact with God. And when you do that, you understand, because you get all of that divine love and everything that you do on the outside of spirit on the inside, and you remember. And this is what everything is trying to teach you throughout all of the religions, throughout all of the whole of creation to understand. And what you got to understand is you yourself have the power to be like Christ. You don't have to wait for anyone to come back, because we all have that power. It's just that this indoctrination program makes you believe that something special is going to come when we are that something special. How can there be one Son of God when all sons of God were forgiven for all sins? There wasn't one. We are all sons of God. We are all that electromagnetic light beam that we are inside our body. We are all sons of God. S-U-N-S. So, this is what I try to explain. I try to give you more of an insight to break free of the indoctrination, because I was there all my life. I was right there. I was always preaching about stuff. Oh, this is coming. The Antichrist is coming. Fucking George Bush is this. Magog, or whatever, Magog, and fucking everything else that was just to do with all the Bush conspiracy being the Antichrist, and Obama being the Antichrist, the fucking cars called the Beast. And don't you think that all these programs are so blatantly put in front of you for you to try to understand judgment and to overcome judgment? Don't you think that the biggest lesson that the Bible tries to teach is that no matter what all of these people have done, God has already said at the beginning, you are forgiven for all sins for all eternity, which means that you can never ever sin. So it means that there was no need to sacrifice Christ on a cross to be forgiven for all sins again, because God had already forgiven everyone for all sins. So, but I I hope this gives some people out there a bit more of an insight and understanding, because damn, I was there for many, many, many fucking years of my life, and a lot of years. So, but you know, you have the understanding, and there is a universal creator. And like I've said before, we are all in the image of the creator, and we all do have the power. We have to bypass using the conscious and jump from the subconscious and use that directly, and then we can manifest the physical reality directly from the subconscious program, which can manifest matter and change vibrational frequencies, which then can actually change the shape of matter, etc., etc., etc. So, peace, love, and respect all. I thought I'd chuck that out, so peace.